Today we're going to talk about a key question in an interview. Tell me about yourself. And in that key question, if you can prepare an answer, an organized answer that you have in your head, you're way ahead of the game. I'm joined here with Catherine Burek of The Interview Doctor. And Catherine, how do you prepare for that question? Tell me about yourself.
I think it's really important to prepare ahead of time an answer to that question that includes certain bits of information that will be interesting to the interviewer and will summarize who you are and what you bring to the table. So what I like to recommend is that answer, sort of like an elevator pitch, is about 30 seconds to a minute, maybe at the most a minute and a half. So you want to, in order to do that, you have to practice a lot ahead of time. When I look at the answer to that question, I recommend that people consider it in 5 parts because it makes it easier to prepare ahead of time. The first part would be a few facts about yourself. Now, you don't want to give, I was born in a log cabin and I have 25 children, and, you want to make it be businesslike and a few facts that relate to who you are.
Right.
So, for example, if you were going to describe your background, can you give me a few facts about who you are that would be useful to put in this kind of a context?
Sure. Yeah, my name is Dan Toussaint, and I graduated from Boston College. I have a master's from Kent State in human resource management, and I've worked as an HR director and HR executive, and I'm looking for a position where I could function as a senior member on the HR side, senior member of a management team.
Okay, good. Well, that's good. It's just a few facts, and if they want to know more, they can ask more. You're not going to recite your resume at this point, so that's very good. I like that. Now, the next part, the second part, is about accomplishments. It's important to lead with something that you've done that you're very proud of, and it's good if it sort of relates to the kind of job that you're going for. So could you think of an accomplishment that you think would fit into this context?
Well, one of the things I've accomplished is developing a performance appraisal program where we taught people how to manage other people through a new system of giving feedback. And that was something I developed and we used in our firm, and I'm very proud of that as an accomplishment.
That's a good accomplishment. A lot of companies are looking for that. Most companies do that very badly. So that's a good accomplishment. So hang on to that one. We're going to put this all together in a minute. Okay. Now, the next thing was what I call the 5 words. And it's important in an interview that you lay out who you are, because you're looking for a place where you can be comfortable. So in addition to laying out information that the employer is potentially interested in, what kinds of words do you think that you would use, these are adjectives, to describe yourself? Can you think of 5 words?
Sure. One would certainly be a collaborator. I do think strategically. I'm a creative person. People will tell me that I'm humorous and friendly. And I'd say I'm a risk taker.
Okay, good. And I've known you for a while, and I think those words do describe you. Everybody has their own 5 words that describe them. So mine are a little different than yours. Okay, so mine would be different, and someone else's would be different.
What would be a couple of yours?
Well, I am a high energy person.
Yeah.
I'm smart. I'm also a team player, which overlaps with yours. I'm a problem solver, and I am very optimistic. So I'm upbeat.
Now, those key words, how are those used then?
Well, I would just lay those right out there. When we think about the answer to this question, you're going to talk about your who you are, some facts, the accomplishments, and then I am, high energy, smart, that's how you would lay it out there. And then the interviewer might say, well, tell me a little bit about what you mean by being a risk taker. And then you would be able to have a story that you would have in your back pocket that you could provide to that person to describe how you are a risk taker.
Okay.
So that's how you would use it.
Very
You're
good.
laying out information for the interviewer to latch onto, to find intriguing about you. Okay. Now, the 4th element that I like to put in there is the kind of job that you want. Okay, so everybody wants a different kind of a job, and it's important that you lay that out there as well. Okay, so if you're smart, you're going to design it around the job that you're interviewing for, but it should fit what your needs are. So in our play acting here, what kind of job do you think that you would be looking for? How would you describe that?
Well, I'm interested in a senior role in an organization where I'd have the HR responsibility and administrative responsibilities within a company, so that it's something where the people in the business are being developed under my mentoring.
Okay.
And
Okay.
that would be the kind of job I would seek.
Okay. Good. All right. So the fifth element is, why should I hire you? And you want to just slip that right in there so that it's right out there on the table. So if you were going for this mythical, director of human resources job, why should I hire you?
Well, I have a diverse background. I've worked in manufacturing, I've worked in professional service firm, I've worked quite a bit in healthcare, and I understand different types of industries. I'm looking for a company that is growing, and I would be able to help them adapt as I've adapted.
That's a good answer. That would be appealing to a lot of companies. Okay. So let's take those 5 steps and string them together, even though with a lot of practice it will come in at less than a minute probably.
Yeah.
But can you do that? Can you put them all together for us?
Absolutely. Yeah, my name's Dan Toussaint, and I'm an HR executive. Went to Boston College and Kent State University. I've worked for a number of years in the HR arena. Accomplishments include developing a performance appraisal system, and I've defined myself really as being someone that's a collaborator, strategic, creative, team player, and a risk taker. And I'm interested in a company that's looking for somebody that can think strategically about the people side of their business, and a company that's growing and interested in adapting to their environment well.
Okay, good. How did that feel?
It felt good. Actually, putting those pieces together, after I practiced them a little bit, they did come together, I thought, pretty comfortably.
Okay, so one of our themes is that we want people to be prepared. That makes them more comfortable and calm and confident. And so if you were to prepare that, then it would just roll off your tongue. And as the interviewer, I would be relieved that you know who you are and what you bring to the table. And it would also give me the opportunity to ask you questions about what you said. So this is by having a planned approach, we think that you'll make a better impression during the interview.
Very good, yeah. The whole piece about preparation really helps to make it a conversation, doesn't it?
It really does, because if you were sitting there trying to struggle to think about an answer to that question, you wouldn't be comfortable and it wouldn't be a conversation.
Yeah.
But if you know what you want to say, the point you want to make, then you can concentrate on me, on the interviewer, and because things will roll off of your tongue much more smoothly.